What if I told you that the very thing you're running from, structure, routine, discipline, is the exact key to unlocking your greatest power? In a world that worships convenience, distraction, and instant gratification, the idea of discipline sounds almost offensive. We're told to follow our feelings, chase happiness, and avoid discomfort at all costs. But here's the truth no one wants to hear. Feelings lie, and comfort kills potential. This is where the teachings of the Shaolin master break through the noise, because in the silence of the temple, far from likes, notifications, and noise, men are not built through motivation, they are forged through discipline. The modern world is full of weak men and distracted minds, people who fold at the first sign of resistance. But discipline, real unwavering discipline, is the antidote to that weakness. It is not restriction, it is freedom in its highest form. Why? Because when you can command your mind, your body, your habits, you are no longer a slave to them. You rise above the average. You operate with clarity, with purpose, with inner peace. And that is rare, that is powerful. This video is not about tips or hacks. This is a wake-up call, a reminder that self-control is the root of self-respect, and without discipline, freedom is nothing more than an illusion. So if you've ever felt like something is missing, like you're meant for more, but you keep sabotaging yourself, this is the truth you've been avoiding. Stay with me till the end, it might just change your life. The illusion of freedom without discipline. We live in an age where freedom has been dangerously misunderstood. To most people, freedom means doing whatever you want, whenever you want, however you feel. It sounds liberating on the surface, but underneath that illusion lies a hidden prison. A prison built not with steel bars, but with distraction, procrastination, and self-sabotage. The modern world is addicted to comfort. We avoid challenge like a disease. We chase pleasure like it's the highest form of living. But ask yourself, if pleasure equals freedom, why are so many people still anxious, lost, and unfulfilled? Why do people who seem to have everything still feel empty? Because they've traded discipline for distraction, and in doing so they've lost control of themselves. Shaolin wisdom teaches us a powerful truth. Freedom without discipline is chaos. A man who cannot control his impulses is not free, he is a slave to them. A woman who scrolls for hours because she cannot bear silence is not free, she is running from herself. We think we are free because no one's telling us what to do, but if your mood, cravings, and emotions rule your life, then you're not the master, you're the servant. Discipline is misunderstood because it's hard. It demands sacrifice. It calls you to do things you don't feel like doing again and again. But discipline is not punishment, it's not restriction, it's structure for your greatness. Imagine two people, one wakes up early, trains, meditates, and plans their day. The other sleeps in, drifts aimlessly, and lets their emotions control them. Who is more free? The one who built their mind, or the one who lets the world build it for them? Freedom isn't found in doing less. It's found in doing what matters consistently. The Shaolin master rises before the sun, not to impress anyone, not to prove anything, but because he understands this. Discipline is the path to mastery. Without it, strength is temporary. Without it, purpose fades. Without it, you fall into the pit of modern weakness, softness of spirit, passivity of mind, and emotional fragility. To reclaim your life, you must stop chasing the illusion of freedom that comfort sells you. The truth is this: discipline is the door, freedom is what waits on the other side. So let the world chase ease. Let them scroll, let them sleep. You rise, you move, you become. Because every time you choose discipline over distraction, you're not just building a habit, you're building yourself. Weakness in the modern world, a silent epidemic. We are surrounded by a silent epidemic. No, it's not in the headlines, it's not viral. It doesn't come with symptoms you can see, but it's devastating lives every single day. This epidemic is called weakness, not of the body, but of the mind and spirit. We live in an era where the smallest discomfort feels like a catastrophe, where boredom is treated like pain, where people need noise to escape silence, entertainment to avoid reflection, and instant results to mask effort. And the saddest part? Most don't even realize how deeply this weakness has rooted itself in their lives. The Shaolin monks, warriors of ancient discipline, train not just the body but the mind to endure, to resist, to rise. They welcome pain, boredom, hunger, and repetition. Why? Because they understand this truth. What you avoid controls you. But today, society teaches the opposite. You feel sad, escape. You feel stress, distract yourself. You feel tired, quit. This pattern of emotional surrender has created a generation addicted to comfort and allergic to struggle. Here's the truth that might sting. If you're always looking for the easy road, you're building a weak mind. You're training yourself to break under pressure, to fold under failure, to drown in disappointment. You're teaching yourself that the moment things get hard, it's okay to stop. But let me remind you, you were not born to be soft. You were born to be strong. Strength does not come from the absence of struggle. It comes from facing it head on and refusing to bow. And that strength is built through one sacred practice: discipline. The more you train your mind to push past excuses, the more resilient you become, not just in goals, but in life. The world doesn't need more convenience. It needs stronger minds. Minds that can withstand boredom without needing a screen. Minds that can handle rejection without falling apart. Minds that can sit in silence and still feel full. Discipline is the antidote to modern weakness. It's the weapon that allows you to fight back when life throws chaos, noise, and doubt at your door. It's what helps you stay committed when everyone else gives up. It's what separates those who merely exist from those who excel. You want to be powerful? Learn to master yourself when no one's watching. Learn to endure the silence when the world screams for your attention. Learn to stand when others sit, to move when others stall, to lead when others follow. Weakness might be normal today, but if you want to be extraordinary, you cannot live like the ordinary. Discipline is not just a tool, it is your armor. Put it on daily, wear it proudly, and let the world see what real strength looks like. The power of daily rituals, training the mind through consistency. Discipline isn't built in a moment of inspiration, it's built in the quiet hours. When no one is watching, when the motivation is gone and all you have left is your choice, that's where strength is forged. And the secret weapon? Daily rituals. A Shaolin master doesn't wait for motivation, he creates momentum. Every sunrise is greeted with intention. Every movement has purpose. Every day begins with a ritual. Because rituals form the rhythm of discipline, and that rhythm shapes the mind. You see, what you do every day isn't just a routine, it's a declaration. You're either saying, I choose growth, or you're saying, I choose comfort. There is no middle ground. The life you live is a reflection of the standards you hold, and those standards are enforced by your habits. Wake up late, scroll endlessly, avoid hard work. Those are not harmless behaviors, they are small acts of surrender. But when you wake up early, stretch your body, meditate in silence, and face the cold, hard truth of your life, you are not just surviving, you are training. Training your mind to obey you, training your spirit to rise, not retreat, training your body to follow, not resist. Discipline starts with the smallest actions. Make your bed with care. Breathe deeply before you speak. Clean your space. Reflect before the world steals your attention. These rituals, though simple, create structure, and structure is where clarity lives. Without ritual, the mind becomes chaotic, jumping from one thought to another, one urge to another, one distraction to the next. But with ritual, the mind becomes still, focused, laser sharp. And in that stillness, something powerful happens. You begin to command yourself. Shaolin don't train for praise or recognition. They train to conquer themselves. The fight is never with the world. It's with the laziness inside, the fear inside. The voice that whispers, just skip today. The Shaolin answer with action, with commitment, with silence and sweat. Rituals anchor you when life tries to unbalance you. They keep you grounded when emotions rise. They remind you of your values when the world tempts you with vanity. They are the foundation of a disciplined life. So ask yourself, what rituals govern your day? Do you wait for the world to direct your path, or do you take the first step before the world even opens its eyes? Discipline doesn't require perfection. It requires presence and practice. When you repeat a powerful ritual daily, you are rewriting your identity. You are saying, I am the type of person who shows up no matter what. That is where freedom begins. Because once you master your day, you begin to master your life. And once you master your life, you are free. Not because life is easy, but because you are unshakable. Embracing pain, the gateway to personal power. Pain. That's the word most people run from. They numb it, suppress it, avoid it at all costs. But here's the truth the world doesn't want to hear. Pain is your teacher. Pain is the forge where true strength is created. The Shaolin masters do not run from pain, they train with it. Every punch, every stance, every deep breath taken in a moment of fatigue is not just physical, it is spiritual. It is a battle between the weak mind that wants to quit and the warrior spirit that demands growth. We've been raised to believe that pain is something to be feared. But the Shaolin understand this. Pain is information. It tells you where you're weak. It exposes what you've been ignoring. It shines a light on the parts of yourself that still need work. Modern weakness is born in the avoidance of discomfort. We want fast results without struggle, success without sacrifice, growth without grit. But life doesn't work that way. Nothing valuable is ever built without pain. Whether it's the pain of early mornings, the pain of disciplined practice, the pain of letting go of bad habits or false relationships. This pain is not your enemy, it's your passage. Imagine a life where you no longer fear pain but use it, where every struggle becomes fuel, where every moment of doubt becomes an opportunity to rise. That is the Shaolin path. That is the warrior's mindset. When you step into pain with awareness and purpose, you unlock inner alchemy. You transform weakness into wisdom, chaos into clarity, resistance into resilience. And here's something no one tells you. Pain doesn't last, but the power it gives you does. The first time you push through pain without quitting, something inside shifts. You begin to trust yourself. Not because life got easier, but because you became stronger. You no longer see obstacles as walls, but as weights to lift. And with each rep, you grow, you rise. You master your emotions instead of letting them master you. So instead of asking, how can I avoid this? Ask, what is this teaching me? Discipline is choosing to feel that pain now so you can be free later. Free from regret, free from mediocrity, free from the limits you once placed on yourself. The world may offer temporary relief through shortcuts and comfort zones, but you must choose the path of transformation. That path is paved with controlled pain, sacred effort, and unshakable discipline. But if it's uncomfortable, you're on the right path. If it stretches you, strengthens you, challenges you, good, keep going. Because on the other side of pain is not just peace. It's power, the inner battlefield, overcoming the enemy within. Before you conquer the world, you must conquer yourself. That is a truth every Shaolin monk understands. Deeply and completely. The most difficult battles you will ever fight will not be with other people, not with the world, not even with your circumstances. The most brutal and relentless enemy you'll face is the one inside your own mind. Doubt, laziness, fear, insecurity, these inner enemies don't scream. They whisper, they disguise themselves as logic, as caution, even as kindness. They say, you've done enough today. They say, why try when you'll probably fail? They say, rest now, you can start tomorrow. But here's the thing about those voices. They are liars. They are not trying to protect you. They are trying to control you. And if you don't fight back, if you don't develop the inner strength to challenge those thoughts, you will live your whole life in submission to a false version of yourself. The Shaolin master doesn't silence the inner voice with noise or distractions. He confronts it in stillness. In that stillness, in the silence of meditation or the focused energy of training, he learns to separate the truth from the lies. Because true power is not the absence of fear. It is the ability to move forward in spite of it. To overcome the enemy within, you must become a warrior of the mind. That means being vigilant about your thoughts, choosing your focus carefully, and building mental discipline as fiercely as physical strength. Every time you choose the hard path over the easy one, you're pushing back. Every time you delay gratification, show up when it's inconvenient, or reject your excuses, you are winning a battle. These are the victories that no one sees, but they matter more than anything external. Why? Because the world outside only reflects the world inside. If your mind is cluttered, your life will be chaotic. If your spirit is undisciplined, your choices will be reactive and random. But when your inner world is sharp, clear, and focused, you become unstoppable. So many people wait for their circumstances to change before they act, but a Shaolin warrior knows you must change first. The enemy inside must be brought to its knees, not once, but every single day. You don't do this through willpower alone, you do it by training, by building systems that reinforce discipline, through routines, through reflection, through intentional suffering that conditions you to remain unshaken in the face of resistance. Understand this, your real opponent is not time, not money, not your past. It's your mind telling you to stay small. Slay that voice, silence it with action, defeat it with consistency. Because the one who conquers himself needs no other victory. Simplicity and focus, cutting through the noise of modern life. In a world drowning in distractions, simplicity is a superpower. The modern mind is constantly pulled in 100 directions. Notifications, buzzing, endless scrolling, multitasking, comparison, pressure. It's no wonder so many people feel lost, anxious, and weak. But the Shaolin master knows something that the average person does not. Clarity comes through simplicity, and simplicity is cultivated through discipline. Simplicity isn't about doing less. It's about doing what matters most with full presence. It's about stripping away what is unnecessary so your mind, your body, and your spirit can move as one. When your life is cluttered, your energy is scattered. And when your energy is scattered, you become weak, not physically, but spiritually. Discipline gives you the strength to say no. No to noise, no to overindulgence, no to fake priorities. The modern weakness lies in believing you must do everything, be everywhere, keep up with everyone. But the Shaolin path says, slow down, simplify, go deeper, not wider. A true warrior doesn't chase every opportunity. He chooses one path and walks it with focus. He knows that true mastery is not about doing more, but mastering the few things that matter. And that takes focus, ruthless, deliberate, daily focus. But make no mistake, focus is not a gift, it is a discipline. It is the ability to say, this is important, everything else can wait. It is choosing solitude over stimulation, choosing silence over noise, choosing purpose over pleasure. This is where most people fail. They try to build success on a foundation of chaos. But chaos cannot produce greatness, only clarity can. And clarity requires sacrifice. You might have to give up the constant need for validation. You might need to unplug, to say no to parties, trends, and the fear of missing out. But what you gain is far greater. Peace of mind, sharpness of purpose, and freedom from the grip of distraction. When your mind is focused, you become dangerous. Not in a violent way, but in a powerful way. Your words carry weight. Your actions become precise. Your decisions come from vision, not confusion. This is the truth. Modern life is designed to make you forget who you are. It's designed to keep you reactive, insecure, and overstimulated. But simplicity brings you back to yourself. It grounds you in what matters. Your breath, your discipline, your journey, your inner code. So start today, cut one distraction, commit to one ritual, clarify one purpose. and protect it like your life depends on it. Because it does. Simplicity sharpens you. Focus frees you. Discipline sustains you. In a chaotic world, a focused mind is a rebellious act of strength. And a simple life is not a small life, it's a powerful one. Person you respect. In the Shaolin tradition, greatness is never sudden. It is not born from a single act of brilliance or one moment of inspiration. No, true power is forged through repetition, through consistency, through the quiet commitment to keep showing up long after motivation has disappeared. Modern society glorifies intensity. Do it fast, do it big, do it now. But intensity without consistency is useless. A man who trains hard one day and does nothing for the next 6 is weaker than the one who trains modestly but relentlessly every day. Consistency is not glamorous, it's not exciting, it doesn't get applause, but it builds character, it earns self-respect, and it's the foundation of real transformation. Think about it. Who do you truly respect? Not the one who talks loud, posts the most, or makes the flashiest moves. You respect the one who is disciplined, who is reliable, who does what they say they'll do. That kind of person is rare, and rare is powerful. That kind of person is not born, they are built, one choice at a time. In the Shaolin temple, monks wake up at the same hour every day. They train, they meditate, they eat, they study, always with rhythm. Why? Because they know your habits shape your identity. What you repeat, you become. The man who says, I'll do it when I feel like it, will never reach his potential. But the man who says, I'll do it whether I feel like it or not, that man becomes unbreakable. Your emotions are real, but they are not reliable. Some days you will be tired, some days you will feel small, some days your mind will scream for comfort. That's when discipline steps in, not as a punishment, but as a promise to yourself. Because every time you follow through, even when it's hard, you're proving to yourself that you can be trusted. And that is how confidence is born. Not from compliments, not from luck, but from consistency. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be persistent. You don't need to feel strong every day. You need to act strong every day. Even if it's one push-up, 1 page read, 1 mindful breath, 1 small victory again and again, stacked over time, will become a mountain no one can move. Understand this, consistency is the path, discipline is the guide, and your freedom lies in your ability to keep walking, step by step, without needing applause, without needing anyone to notice, because you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for the person you are becoming. Freedom through discipline, the mastery of the inner world. Here's the great paradox of life. The more disciplined you become, the freer you are. To the modern mind, this sounds impossible. Freedom is often mistaken for doing whatever you want, whenever you want. But ask yourself, has chasing pleasure and avoiding discomfort ever truly made you feel free? Or has it made you dependent, weak, easily controlled? Shaolin wisdom teaches that true freedom is not the absence of rules, but the ability to govern yourself. Discipline is not a cage. It is the key to escape the real prison, your lower nature, your impulses, distractions, laziness, excuses, fears. These are the silent chains that keep most people trapped in cycles of regret and mediocrity. But the one who practices discipline has broken those chains. He has trained his mind to sit in silence, has trained his body to endure discomfort. He has trained his spirit to remain calm in chaos. This is true mastery, not over others, but over yourself. Think about it. The man who cannot wake up without hitting snooze, who cannot resist the urge to scroll, who cannot stay consistent without praise, is not free. He is a slave to his habits. But the man who can rise early, delay gratification, follow a code, and face pain with grace, that man is free. He walks with power, not because of what he owns, but because of who he is. Discipline builds a life of structure, purpose, and control. It removes confusion and builds clarity. It sharpens the mind, strengthens the will, and awakens the warrior within. In the Shaolin temple, freedom is not found in rebellion, it is found in routine. It is found in honor. It is found in devotion to a higher standard. day in and day out. You become your own master, not ruled by moods, temptations, or trends. And when you master yourself, no one can master you. This is the ultimate truth the modern world forgets. Freedom without discipline is just chaos in disguise. Do you want to feel alive? Do you want to wake up proud of the person you've become? Then earn it through effort, through pain, through sweat, through the quiet power of self-control. Because no one can give you freedom. No one can hand you power. No one can build your character but you. So walk the path, not because it's easy, but because it's right. The world needs fewer people chasing comfort and more people chasing greatness. Let your discipline be the flame that burns through weakness. Let your daily actions speak louder than your desires. Let your character become your legacy. Because when you live with discipline, you don't need to chase freedom. You become it. We have reached the end of this message, but the true journey, the one that matters, starts now. Not when the video ends, not tomorrow, not when you're finally motivated enough. It starts right now, with one small choice that could change everything. If you've listened this far, you already feel the truth resonating inside you. Deep down, you know the life you want doesn't come from hoping or wishing. It comes from the hard, honest, disciplined work of building it. Shaolin masters don't become warriors by accident. They don't pray for easier days or lighter loads. They train their minds and bodies to become strong enough to carry any burden. That's how you must begin to live. Not avoiding discomfort, but walking straight into it. Because inside discomfort lives the version of you that you were always meant to become. Discipline means doing what you said you would do long after the mood has left you. It means creating systems that serve your higher self, not your lazy self. It's waking up early when the bed feels warm. It's pushing through when excuses are louder than your ambition. It's choosing growth over comfort, progress over pride, purpose over pleasure. The truth is, nobody is coming to save you. Not your parents, not your partner, not society. You have to save yourself. But the power to do that has always been inside you. It just needs to be trained, sharpened, strengthened. And that starts with discipline. Discipline in how you think. Discipline in how you speak. Discipline in how you act. Discipline in how you treat yourself when no one is watching. And here's the beautiful paradox. When you master discipline, you no longer chase motivation, you become unstoppable. You don't crumble under pressure, you rise. You don't seek validation, you walk in purpose. You don't follow trends, you set standards. Because the man or woman who has control over their impulses, their emotions, and their energy has the ultimate form of freedom. The freedom to live life by design, not by default. So if there's one thing to take away from this entire message, it's this. Discipline is not punishment, it is permission. Permission to rise above mediocrity. Permission to shape your destiny. Permission to become the version of you that you dream about in silence. But no one can give you that permission but you. Start small, start now, build momentum. Stay consistent, fall, get up, repeat. Over time, your actions will write a story that even your past self won't believe. Discipline is the prize, freedom is the reward. And the question is, are you ready to pay it?